Okay, so if you haven't taken your test yet, I'm going to really strongly suggest that you go back to last Tuesday and last Thursday's Zoom call or Zoom class that I uploaded, and really pay attention to those coding questions because you're going to see those again. Not everything on the test did I give you because then it's not really a test, right? It's just feeding you the information. So go ahead and go back and look at those. If you've not taken your test, look at those scenarios again if you're not feeling confident. Newer students who are taking the test, Shanquille, Miss Stephanie, Miss Elise, if you take the test and you don't do well on the first try, I will reopen it for you to try again. So you guys have only been here for just a minute, and these cardiology questions, it's hard. Cardiology is harder. But the next chapter that we're going into, that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, is easy. So it's one of the easier chapters. It's small. And so, you know, if you're not feeling quite so confident with cardiology, now you're going to be able to move into a chapter that's a little less intense. As a cardiology coder for many years, a lot of the codes that they use with you guys, we didn't use because we live in a small town and we didn't do all of that. So Miss Elise has medical experience. She knows.
Right, in that, and half of the stuff that was in there, I have never seen.
Yeah. But you have to stop and think. Coding is just not an Alexandria, Louisiana thing. You go all over the world and do it. And, you know, Johns Hopkins, for example, if you were a coder there, you're going to see a lot of things there that you would never see here. So, you know, you kind of have to stop and think about where we are and what we're doing. We're a really small town. So, all right. So I'm going to share my screen, and I want to do something a little different this morning. The first thing. Okay, this inspirational quote by Thomas Edison says, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time." I just want to say that I know it gets overwhelming. I know that there's a lot to learn, and some stuff we just don't get, right? Remember, you don't have to be an expert in everything. You just need to learn the processes, and even say that you usually make 100s and this time you make an 80. It's all right. No one's going to be whopping you over the head because you didn't get something right or you made a little bit less of a grade than you usually do. I just want you guys to understand that even when it feels like you want to give up, just try one more time, because you don't know when that light bulb's going to come on. And you're going to say, "Oh, yeah, I get that." I know you newer students had a really big gap in between getting your manuals, right? Yeah. Stephanie, have you received your manuals yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I know that's frustrating. Those of you who haven't received your manuals, I know it's frustrating, but you can use Google. I'm just asking you to do the best you can and submit something for right now. I'm not looking for accuracy on assignments. Miss Stephanie, the test today, don't even get into it. I'm going to drop it because you don't have your manual to do it.
No, I had my daughter help me on the computer to get on to do the work and everything, and she was showing me how to do it, like when you went over it last week, how to click on like your syllabus and all this different stuff. And she showed me, and then I was on the website, I was doing work, I was taking notes, and I started doing 17 and 1 exercise. And then when I closed my computer, go back to the next day, it was still up there. So all I had to do was click on it. And then some kind of way I lost it. And then I didn't know how to get back on it. I tried to get back to the video you had like on YouTube and stuff, so I can go back and click on it, but I couldn't get back in it. So I couldn't turn nothing in. Like, it's frustrating because actually all the things that I'm learning here, that I'm reading, the cardiologist stuff, is very interesting to me because like I have high blood pressure and a lot of things like I'm liking what I'm reading. So
yeah, well, if that happens again, you can take a picture of your work and text it to me. Now, I don't want, of course, right now, and guys understand that Miss Stephanie's just starting. So, but for right now, Miss Stephanie, until you get on a really good flow of things, you can shoot me a picture of something that's giving you trouble. Just make sure it's labeled and you need me to put it into whatever it is. So if it's
Okay, well, the trouble,
exercise 17.1, you can.
no, it's not that. It's getting on the page to do the homework, to read everything. I don't know how to get back to that page.
Oh, so on your Evolve or on your e-learning? Are you reading it in your ebooks or are you reading it in the where the
No, I
assignment?
wasn't on the Evolve. I wasn't on the Evolve. I had clicked on the it was something you had sent me in the email, and I just clicked on it, and it went to the YouTube page where you was with the students at Thursday when I first started, then the other students that you were teaching at the 11 o'clock class, and then when you were showing how to get into everything, I was watching it, and then my daughter's watching with me, and then she showed me how to click on and go pull up my work and read and do that, and then I couldn't get back to it after it went out.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll help you figure that out. So,
Okay.
so you still can't get into your e-learning page?
Well, I don't know how I got in the first. I don't know how to get back to
We are going to make
I don't know
sure
how
you
to
get. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll make sure you get into it. Well, the little inspirational quote was just to let you know that I know it's overwhelming. I get it. I'm overwhelmed too. There's a lot of y'all, but I'm overwhelmed in a different way. But I want you to reach out to me when you're feeling overwhelmed. I don't want you to have to feel like you're going at it alone. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and move on. And I'm doing something different this time that I haven't done in a while. Okay, we have to do our medical terms first, right? So let's review our terms that we've already been through. So do we remember what itis means?
Inflammation.
Inflammation. Gaster or gastro?
Stomach.
Raphy?
Suture.
Suture, yeah. Ectomy?
Surgical removal.
Surgical removal, that's right. I want you to, that's ectomy, surgical removal. But I want you to make sure that you understand that this is ectomy, because we have an ostomy, an otomy, but this is ectomy. Remember, we have to pay attention to those, to the spelling very carefully and how it's said. Nephr or nephro?
Kidney.
Plasty.
Surgical repair.
Yep, when you're having plastic surgery. Scope.
Visual examiner.
Visual exam. Algia. Algia.
Pain.
Pain.
Pain. Synthesis.
Puncture cavity.
Cavity to remove fluid.
You think of an amniocentesis, and what do? They put the little thing, the needle in to puncture the amniotic sac to remove fluid to do testing. Endo.
Within. Inner.
Within. Inner. All right, that's that, but that's not it. Hang on, we have a new list. Oh, where did the list go though? I think I may have just clicked off of it. Hang on, bear with me, we'll get it back. I know y'all are probably wondering when we were gonna get a new list, huh? Or y'all may have been wondering or hoping that I was gonna forget about that. Nope, not gonna happen. So this is our new list. We're just gonna go over the med terms and the definitions. So hyper means excessive or above. That should be easy because you think of hyperactive. Hypo is deficient or below. Iso means equal or the same. Ostomy, a new permanent opening.
Excuse me, are you showing words? Because I'm not seeing any words showing.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have any words showing on my screen. I just see the little square and it says record.
Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. Yeah, I've been writing it down.
Okay, anybody got any advice from Miss Stephanie on how to?
I have no idea.
Can you see all of
Am
our
I
pictures?
supposed to am I supposed to be sharing my screen or something?
Yes.
So I have to press share screen to be able to see everything?
Yes.
Well, that's why.
All right, so we'll go back at it. Can you see now, Miss Stephanie?
No. I just see the little square and that's it. Everything is blank. Okay, and then I have a little thing at the top say view options, but I'm supposed to put
Are you
original
pressing share video?
video. I don't see that. It says fit to window, original size, request remote control. I don't know.
She
You
must
should
be
be on
trying
the
to share.
video.
She must be trying to share her information, like her screen. Like, is she on the? I mean, I see you. We can see you, so
Yeah,
you're
we can
obviously
I
there.
see y'all too, but I don't see the words that she was putting up.
But you can see the square.
Yeah, all I see is a little square, dark square with the green trimming around it, and it says record. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any words or anything.
Is it a white screen? It might be just
No,
because you might have to
it's just
click on
black.
it.
The screen was just black. That's all it was.
Mm.
I don't
know.
know. Well, Miss Stephanie, I am recording this, so you can go back and rewatch it. I'm sorry. I know that that's not a good answer, but I have no idea why you can't see. But you can see
I don't
us
know because
here.
I can see y'all. I went and bought a brand new computer because the other computer was, faulty, like it was off and
Right.
on. And I don't know. I got to learn how to work the computer.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just a little thing.
Yeah.
All right, so so we were on ostomy, a new permanent opening. Otomy, cutting into or incision. Again, childbirth, episiotomy. Mono means uni or one, or it's mono, uni is one, sorry. Plasia is paralysis. Emia, blood. Miss Elise, you should know that one.
Yeah.
ISIS or IASIS is condition of an oid human. I always think of humanoid. I mean, of course, that's the suffix and it means human, but if you think of humanoid, you should remember that one. Okay, again, do you guys know where I'm getting these medical terms?
No, I don't.
Okay, they're at the beginning of your CPT, and it's like on page XX. Miss Stephanie, when you get your CPT, you'll have it too. But a lot of these are coming from there because my goal is that by the time that you're done with this program, you're going to know all of those words.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to go straight into our PowerPoint slides. No, I don't usually do this, but this chapter is not very big. So it's going to be easy for me to run through these real quick. Miss Stephanie, can you see this?
No, ma'am. It's just black. I don't know why.
You don't see
Oh.
her face, so you don't see anything.
I see her face on the side of the screen, like I'm seeing yours right now on the side of the screen, but I don't see the words and everything that
Is the
she's
box
showing.
small or is it big?
No, it's a big box and it's
Oh,
black.
maybe if she gets out and gets back in, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Get out and get back in. How you do that?
Miss Stephanie, just stay
Hit the
and
leave
listen,
button.
and then I'll upload this and you can watch it. And then we'll
Okay.
figure out what's going on and why you can't see us.
Okay. I
Okay,
can
so-
see y'all, but I can't see what you're putting on the
Yeah, you
board.
can't. I'm sorry. Yeah, you
screen,
can't see. You can't see the information.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we're on chapter 18, hemic, lymphatic, metastaseum, and diaphragm. So hemic and lymphatic system subsections are going to be excision, repair, and introduction. This subsection is divided into subheadings of spleen, general, lymph nodes, and lymphatic channels. Further divided based on the type of procedure, which is excision, incision, or repair. I know that all of that doesn't say that on this slide, but I'm just adding to. Okay, a spleen starts on page 324 of your CPT. It's 38100 through 38200. The spleen is easily ruptured and it can cause massive hemorrhage. You may require a splenectomy if that's the case, but you can do a splenectomy two ways. You can do a total or a partial. Codes for the spleen, again, can be further divided into excision, repair, laparoscopy, and introduction. Splenectomy carries the designation separate procedure. If the splenectomy is an integral part of another procedure, it is bundled into the main procedure code and is not reported separately. Okay, I'm going to look at you. Okay, if all you're doing is a splenectomy, then you're going to just code the splenectomy. But if they're doing a major procedure and they're taking out your spleen, it's going to be bundled into whatever that procedure is. How are you going to know? The CPT is going to tell you. And I'm trying to think of something where like if you were in a terrible accident and you had to have a bunch of organs removed and the spleen was one of them, then they're not going to pay for every single organ you remove. You're going to pay for the most, say if it was your stomach. Of course, you guys know that that's reaching. I mean, I'm put on the spot and I can't think of something. But say that just in our pretend world, they're removing your stomach. That's much more serious and invasive than just removing your spleen, right? So naturally, that's going to cost more money. So they're going to bundle all that little stuff into the major thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I know what I'm saying. I'm just making sure y'all know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're done with that slide. But now it won't let me off. Okay. So in your CPT on page 325, the general section begins. And if you wanted to follow along in your CPT, you're more than welcome to. But in general, your codes are divided based on aspiration, biopsy, harvesting, transplantation, and infusion. So in general, the types of cells you're going to be seeing is allogenic, which is a close relative, and autologous, which is the own patient's. Autologous cells are collected from the patient and reinfused later into the same patient.
Say that again.
Autologous cells are collected from the patient and then reinfused later into the same patient. But an allogenic cell can come from a close relative.
Mhm.
HPC cells come from bone marrow, peripheral blood, apheresis, oh my goodness, these words, and umbilical cord blood. We've heard of doing that, right? Whenever they take, babies are born, they'll use that umbilical cord blood and freeze it. And later, if they have some sort of a disease or something, they can use that to help cure. So lymph nodes and lymphatic channels start on page 327. There are two types of lymphadenectomies. There's limited, which is the lymph nodes only, radical, lymph nodes, submandibular gland, and surrounding tissue. And when you see this, the term complete, it's the same as the radical neck dissection. So complete and radical really mean the same thing. So those words are interchangeable in coding. Okay, this is a lot of information. I'm just going to run through it real quickly. Lymph nodes and lymphatic channels. Submental and submandibular nodes are in the chin area and below the mandible. Upper jugular nodes are at the mandibular shoot, sorry, mandibular angle in front of the sternoid, cleoid, mastoid muscle. Middle jugular nodes are between the hyoid bone and the cricoid cartilage. The lower jugular nodes between the cricoid cartilage and the clavicle. Posterior triangular nodes are divided into groups. Upper visceral nodes are by the hyoid bone. Superior mandibular nodes are between the common carotid arteries. Okay, here's the deal. Once I get tongue-tied one time, it's over. It's a hole I cannot climb out of. I'm sorry. I am trying. I did say the cleoid, mastoid, whatever. I said that one good because I'm in dental sometimes and they use that word. Oh my goodness, y'all. So if you ever feel like you're great at saying these words, let me know and I'll let you read it. We're having fun here. 38700 and 38720 are unilateral codes. What does unilateral mean? Okay, don't you all talk at one time. What does bilateral mean?
Either side. Unilateral, they both can be used. They're both are the same thing. I don't know.
Did we just not have the medical term mono and uni means what?
One.
One. So unilateral is one side. Bilateral is both sides. So if we were unilateral and we were on the right side, we could use a RT modifier, right? If we were unilateral and we were on the left side, we could use the LT. And that's just letting the insurance company know which side, right? Okay. Okay, our next slide, lymph node, we're still on the lymph nodes. Modified radical neck is the removal of all lymph nodes routinely removed by radical neck dissection while preserving the internal jugular vein and spinal accessory nerve and the sternoid, cleoid, mastoid muscle. This is a unilateral procedure. Okay. I know it's a lot of words and you're going, okay, what does that mean? Just go with it. You're going to read it when you start reading your information, okay? I just wanted everybody to say, good job, Miss Marcia, on saying that word. Come on.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the mediastinum, and that's found on page 330 of your CPT. And what is that word? It's the area between your lungs. So if we're coding for something to do with the mediastinum, it's going to be assigned by approach. Incision codes are for foreign body removal or biopsy, and excision codes are for removal of a cyst or a tumor. Now we're moving straight into diaphragm, which is found on page 330 of your CPT. The only category in diaphragm is repair.
And other procedure, one of them.
It could possibly, I'm looking. It says the subheading is under repair.
Oh, okay.
Repairs consist of laceration and hernias. It's found under diaphragm. That's what we just said. I don't know why. Okay, that's the conclusion of just the PowerPoint slides. Do you want to just stop or you want to code?
Let's do it.
All right. Come on, get out of our way. All right. Laparoscopic splenectomy. So what do you think that we're going to do? What's the first thing? Let's talk about it. So that way our new coders can get some experience from our older coders.
Look up the spleen.
Right, where are we going to go to look that up? We're going to go in the back of the CPT into our index, and we're going to look up splenectomy, right? Because that's our verb. That's what we're actually doing. Laparoscopic is just telling us what kind of splenectomy. It's kind of like our, I'm not going to do grammar, I'm sorry. So did you guys get to 1,164?
Yep.
Okay, and then we see in blue splenectomy. We see laparoscopic, partial with repair, ruptured spleen, total, and en bloc. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a laparoscopic, correct?
Yes.
I went a different way.
Okay, how did you go?
I'm on page 1089.
You did laparoscopy,
Yeah.
spleen. Okay, when I look at spleen, did you go under laparoscopy?
Yes.
And then you went to spleen?
Yes.
Then it says mobilization and splenectomy.
And it gives those two codes.
Right. The moral of that story is there can be more than one way to skin a cat. Is that what they say? There can be more than one way to get your CPT code. Not always, but sometimes. So in this instance, I went to splenectomy and only gave me one code. They gave you two. Ha ha, so you got to choose. Yeah.
Okay.
Miss Roblin, do you have a CPT code?
Yeah, I have. For that one, I have 38120.
Who agrees?
I agree.
Yeah.
Are y'all sure?
Yep.
Yes.
You're right. Miss Stephanie, Miss Elise, if they haven't, this is my thing. I get this look on my face and I'm like, are you sure? At first you're like, want you to be confident of your answer. Even if it's the wrong answer, you be confident. Because
Right.
then we'll talk about why it's wrong, or maybe I'm wrong, right? Because I'm not always right. And I love debating about, okay, what code do you see? Well, this is what I see and this is what I want. Coders always see things a little bit differently. So don't be scared if I say, are you sure? Okay, so that one is 38120. The next one is bone marrow biopsy. So what do you think we would need to look up to find this code? What are we doing?
Bone marrow.
Biopsy.
Yep, that's what we're doing, is a biopsy.
I went to bone marrow. It gave me 3 different codes, but it's for biopsy.
Well, if you go to biopsy and you look under bone marrow, it still gives you 3 codes. But again,
Okay.
I love the fact that you guys are going your own way because you're your own individual coder. So that's great. That's fun. So it gives us a choice of 38221, 38222, or 88305. Now you're going to know that the 88305 is not right because we're not in that section right now, right?
Yep.
We're still in the 3000s.
I would say 38221.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, who agrees with 38221?
I agree.
Okay.
That is absolutely right. 38221. So guys, compared to last week's coding, a breeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Says what it means what it says, right? We're not having to think outside the box anyway. All right. Come on, move out of our way. There we go. Suprahyoid lymphadenectomy. Okay, and I just want to make sure that you see that the second one on this page is a lymphadenectomy too. So if you want to work both problems at one time, you can. The suprahyoid lymphadenectomy is really easy. It's lymphadenectomy, suprahyoid, and it gives us one code.
38700.
Yeah,
Yep, that's what I have.
that's what I have.
That's what I have.
All right, then I think we're good to move on. 38700. Okay, now the next one says the physician performs a complete axillary lymphadenectomy. So if we go lymphadenectomy and then axillary, it gives us 38740 through 38745.
Yes.
38745. Yeah, I think that one.
It says complete. It says 387.
745.
Yep.
That's what I have.
38745. Yeah.
38745. All right, one more. The physician performs an extensive drainage of a lymph node abscess. So if we just would have looked on the left-hand side of our lymphadenectomy, we have lymph nodes. That's how I went. If y'all went a different way, that's okay. I think you can go drainage too.
Yeah. It's on page 327. And it gives you an option. It says drainage and lymph node abscess and lymphatic simple. And then and then the next one says extensive 38305.
And then the way I went was lymph nodes.
I did too. I just looked to the left and it was already there at the top.
Yeah, and then I went abscess, incision and drainage, and then it gives you 38300 through 383305. Wait, 38305. I'm trying to put an extra 3 in there. So what do we think? What do you think, Julie? Miss Stephanie,
Ma'am.
are you okay? You good?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on my old computer trying to see if I can get on the e-page so I can see the book what you reading out of, but I can't get it.
Well, as soon as we get off, I'm going to actually send you an email with the link on it. Miss Elise, what did you, have we made a decision on the codes, ladies? Or the
Yes.
codes?
Yes, ma'am.
What do we think?
38305.
38305. Yes,
That's what I have
I
too.
agree.
38305. So again, make sure that you keep up with these coding scenarios that we're doing. We're not going to have a quiz on this chapter. We'll move on to digestive system. And then once I think that we do a couple of chapters together. Yeah, we do a couple of few chapters squashed together because this is really a little chapter for us. So, and then we'll have a test that has several chapters involved in that. But you guys see what the coding is for this. Is it hard?
No, it's not hard.
Compared to cardiology, we're in great shape, right? It's like, woo!
It's just all of big words.
A lot of big, well, you know, it doesn't matter if you say them wrong. As long as you look them up correctly, we're good to go. So do we have any other questions?
All I need to ask is, like on the lesson outline, what is the calendar item that y'all do?
Okay, say that one more time.
It's the calendar item. Do y'all discuss a certain, or will it be there? Because I pull up calendar item, like on this the layout of the worksheet. and it has like the calendar item. Or then when I go back and research, it's like I don't know if they discussing a certain thing, or is it in the chapter?
Are you talking about the discussion
She
questions?
might be talking about that.
No, discussion questions are just questions that I come up with for just basic learning. The last couple have been medical insurance questions. We don't have a lot of medical insurance in our curriculum, so you will see me add special medical insurance things. It's stuff that you just go and Google and research yourself. And then, like, I think on the one to this week is pre-cert versus pre-auth.
Yeah.
And I gave y'all a little video that can help too. And it's just knowing the difference between pre-authorization and pre-certification, and you remembering that, because part of your certification exam is medical insurance, and I want to make sure you know what these key terms mean. Co-payment, co-insurance, deductible. What are the difference between those things? Those are so, oh guys, it's so important. When I give you things like that, it's not for no reason, I promise. Those are going to be so important. And we are going to be doing some medical insurance, but I want to make sure that you know what these key terms mean. If I give you key terms like that, believe me, it's important.
Okay, so do we have to turn them in? Do you
Yes,
want us to
ma'am.
turn them in? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And when do y'all click on discussion forum? They don't know because they don't do them.
Well, I did this
I did,
question.
and I kind of went through them.
No, Kelly does. Sorry, Melissa, go ahead.
Yeah, I did last week's, but when I went to go do the turn in, it didn't turn in. It just had a check mark that I replied, and I did a thing. All I did was download a file because I didn't type anything.
Yeah,
But it did.
well, I do want to tell y'all, I know that some of you go and you reply on other people's posts. When you do that, I click it as done.
Okay.
I know, Kelly, you're good about going in and replying, and I'm picking on y'all because I really don't remember who all does it and who all doesn't do it. I know that it's not the easiest thing to get in and reply to. And I promise you, it's not the easiest thing to get in and put a question in. It's like around the world and through the loop, and you jump in, but I'm learning more about Genzabar with you guys, because remember, I started doing Genzabar when you guys started doing Genzabar. I've only been doing it for a couple of months, and so every week I learn something new about it. I'm sure there's easier ways to do what I do, but because I feel comfortable doing it the harder ways, it takes me longer. But so I'm kind of set in my ways, y'all.